First of all, one, the actual fuck is a bullet journal. Why is it called a bullet journal? What's the whole bullet thing about? Are we doing drive-bys with this bitch? What's Bujo mean? I mean, what is the deal? Never fear, okay? Because we're getting back to basics in this video, and I am going to go over all of the basic things that you need to know as a beginner bullet journaler in 2020. Everything you need to start and everything you need to know to start. And we're starting right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Kim and this is Kim Perfect Plans. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get notified every time I do an upload. Right now I am uploading every Sunday pretty consistently, either Sunday morning or Sunday evening with a live premiere. So make sure you come and join us and have fun in the live chat with us. But you'll never know if you don't hit the bell and get notified. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kim Perfect Plans, where I am always announcing when each video is coming out. I also recently made a Facebook group. It's called my Kim Perfect Plans Spam, or just Kim Perfect Plans Spam. And there's a Kim Perfect Plans page also. So if you find the page, you'll find the group. Just find it, ask the questions, I'll approve you. We can all get to know each other there. I really want to get some more people in on that, and it'll be really fun. I do want to apologize that I'm filming this on the floor of my craft room, but I literally had nowhere else to film it. Shit happens. I really wanted to do this video mainly due to the fact that it's a brand new year, and I know a lot of you are wanting to start up bullet journaling, because that's when I personally wanted to start. You know, my bullet journal was the new year 2 years ago, because you know, you have all these New Year's resolutions you're all desperately trying to stick to, and you've been watching these videos, and you know, you finally think you're ready to give it a go. Well, I'm going to break down the basic bullet journal system for you. So first things first, what is a bullet journal? It is a planner, it is a address book, it's a Rolodex, it's a sketchbook, it's basically in a journal. It's all these things rolled up into one pretty little package. It's where you store important birthdays or addresses or passwords or phone numbers or whatever. It's where you put your daily to-do list. It's where you know, want to be artistic and creative and draw and paint, or it's just where you want to throw your grocery list. It's where you want to stick to your New Year's resolutions. It's just, there's so many different ways to use this to your advantage. It's so many little things balled up into one, and you can choose to use it however you want. That's the beauty of the bullet journal system. It's really evolved since writer Carol, the original creator, created it way back when, because things have changed and people add their own creative touches to it, which really makes it fun. I personally use mine for planning, but I also use it for being artistic and creative, because I theme each monthly setup that I do, and then I do my weekly setups using that theme. So it's always really fun to do that, and I think a lot of people that you're going to see on YouTube probably do the same thing. But just, I want you to get all the YouTube videos and Pinterest posts, Instagram pictures just out of your head for a minute, because none of that shit matters, because you are a beginner and none of your first pages are gonna look good. Okay, so it's a sad honest truth, but that's just what's gonna happen. Very few people are there, like, can just start something and be really good at it right off the bat. It's very hard. You can make this as minimal or as extra as you want it to be, okay? If you don't want to add all the extra crazy intricate mood trackers and habit trackers, you don't need to. You just need to do whatever you want. I have a friend who doesn't even do weekly setups. She only does monthlies, because she knows that she doesn't have the time for them. So just cater this to you. That's my first piece of advice. Just don't ever put anything in your bullet journal for the sake of putting it in there because everyone else you see is doing it. Just screw what everyone else is doing and just do what works for you. Because I can't even tell you how many times I would put something in there because I thought that's what I needed to, because everyone else was doing it, and then it just never works out. So now that we've got into the what of it all, I would really like to get into the how. Because there are certain key elements or pages, if you will, that make this a bullet journal and not just a notebook full of shit, basically. And those are your key. Now, your key is just something to refer back to understand what all the little different symbols in your bullet journal represent. is something, again, to refer back to, just to keep track of where all your pages are and what page numbers they're on. But there's only one bullet journal that I know of right now that actually has numbered pages, so keep in mind that you will have to number every single page, hand number them yourself. If you do want to do the index and you don't have scribbles that matter. That's the only one that I know that has numbered pages, and it's just a pain in the ass. Let's just be real. Then there's the year at a glance and the future log. The year at a glance is exactly what it sounds like. It's looking at the year at a quick glance, a quick reference of all the different months of the year, and it's just like a quick calendar reference. But the future log is the same thing. However, future log is where it's not just a calendar, but also a spot for you to put all of your future appointments, events, birthdays, anniversaries, anything important coming up throughout the year. Like as a mom, I get appointments way out in advance. I have an appointment for my daughter in March already. You know what I mean? I don't have my March setup done, obviously, so I would put that in my March future log and then refer back to it when I go to do my March monthly setup. It's kind of how the whole thing works. Financial trackers are another really important one, especially if you do any sort of adulting of any kind, whether it be just a expense log, keeping track of all the money coming in and all the money going out. Bill tracker, just keeping track of everything that's been paid, the day that it's due, how much is due, etc. Health logs. If you're a person that menstruates, this is very important because I love my period log so much, because there's not an app out there where you can look at your period in an annual sense and see every single month and all the different irregularities through every month of the year. There's no app out there that does that, okay? I'm just telling you. Use it for other things like mental health, for instance, just your different moods. You can track your different levels of anxiety, your energy each day. You can keep track of your medication and make sure you're taking the right amount and the right times, etc. Just things like that. But again, you want to really cater it towards your needs and yours alone, because that's what's going to really motivate you to want to use it to be a healthier, happier, more productive you, which is overall the whole point of bullet journaling. I mean, you can keep track of anything. It doesn't have to be, health or anything. It can just be movies you want to see. Keeping track of all your series and what episode you're on. If you're a content creator like me, you're going to want to have some sort of YouTube planning schedule, because that thing is a godsend. for goals, wishes, vision boards, or New Year's resolutions. Get into the heart of bullet journaling and what makes it bullet journaling, and that is the monthlies, weeklies, and dailies. Now, personally for me, when I do my monthly setup, I like to be artistic and creative, so I do a cover page that I can draw and theme. I do my monthly calendar, which is or your month at a glance, which is just like it sounds. It's just a monthly calendar at a quick glance, all the different days of the month and everything that's going to be coming up that month is what you're going to put in that month at a glance. People do habit trackers and mood trackers also in their monthly setups. I am one of those people, but if you're not one of those people that wants to keep track of their moods or their habits, then just don't do it. The weeklies are like my savior. That's what I go to. That's the heart of my planning. I do all my daily to-do lists on my weekly. You can do daily to-do lists where you actually draw out a to-do list every single day and do a page a day, but that was too much for me. I like doing just one weekly setup, one every week. So it's just one setup a week, and then you just write enough room to where you can do a daily to-do list on each day of the week in that weekly setup. That's what I like to do. That's what makes it the easiest for me. If you have time to do dailies, then do dailies. If you know you don't have time to do them, then don't do them. Just do what works for you. I cannot say this enough. Just the heart of bullet journaling, your monthlies and your weeklies. Just that's really what it's all about. Now, let's say you've been binge watching YouTube time-lapse videos and watching and looking at Pinterest posts and Instagram pictures for months now, and you finally think that you're ready to give it a go with your first bullet journal. Well, I'm going to let you in on all of my personal favorite beginner bullet journal supplies. Everything that you need to start a bullet journal right now as a brand new beginner. Let's do this. I know you're also terrified because everyone else is like really pretty, you know what I mean, and you can't afford a $40 journal or $5 pens because, I mean, who makes that kind of money? Just calm down. I got you, okay? You don't need all that stuff yet. You don't even know if this is something that you're going to enjoy doing in the long run. And I'm telling you, good stationery ain't cheap, so don't waste your money until you know that you're going to enjoy this process, okay? And actually use it. Until then, just don't, all right? I want to preface this whole thing by being real for a second, okay? Your first bullet journal is going to look like shit. At least mine does. I know that. I mean, unless you're like Amanda Rachel Lee or somebody, and you know you just were born creating perfect bullet journal spreads. Nothing you do is going to be great your first go around, so just remember that. Let's go over my favorite beginner Bujo supplies. This is my very first bullet journal, $5 Artist Loft bullet journal. Not great quality. The paper quality is honestly shit. There's going to be bleed through. You're going to have issues, but again, you're not really going to want to show these spreads to anybody anyways, and you don't want to go buying $40 journals yet, because again, you don't know if you're even going to continue to do this, so what's the point in that? I actually used Artist Loft $5 journals twice, my first 2 bullet journals. This one in the B5 size, and then this one in the A5 size. These were my first 2 because I wasn't comfortable yet. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Once you feel comfortable with the process, go ahead and buy the expensive $40 journals, you know what I mean? But until then, just keep it simple, because right now, all you need to start a bullet journal is literally a notebook, a pencil, an eraser, a ruler, and a pen. And when I say that, I mean literally any pencil, literally any eraser, and literally any pen, because you don't need to buy all the expensive stationery yet, because you have no idea what you're doing. Now, if you do want to add some other little creative touches, you know, just to make it your own, a good alternative to Tombows is Crayola Super Tips. You can get like 100 colors or something crazy for like $10. It's such a good deal. They don't last that long. They're not my personal favorite, but if you just want to add like little pops of color, they are great and they're cheap. So it's a really good alternative to the expensive $5 Tombows. Another key item that you're going to want to need is highlighters. Don't worry about the midlighters yet. Highlighters are going to bleed through. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter yet. I'm going to get into all the expensive stuff later. Okay, right now, highlighters, any highlighters will do. And last but not least, colored pencils. I didn't even realize, but colored pencils are so cheap. Anything by Crayola really is cheap, well made, and you're gonna be able to use it somewhat. Stencils are another thing that are a lifesaver, but I didn't really get into using stencils until my first real bullet journal. So again, I would just stop at a notebook, pen, pencil, eraser, ruler. That's it. Boom. Now, let's fast forward a few months, okay? And you've actually gone through an entire bullet journal of setting up monthlies and you're feeling confident. Well, now my friends, let's get into the Bujo goodies. My personal favorite bullet journal supplies for, not so beginners, novice bullet journalists. The favorite of mine, journal-wise, is Archer and Olive. Archer and Olive. It's amazing. Paper quality is 160 GSM. You can watercolor, you can Tombow, you can literally do almost anything on this shit, and it's not going to bleed through or wrinkle the page. It's freaking amazing. Another thing that I would recommend is getting a pen that is not a super expensive micron pen, just for your everyday bullet journaling. Right now I'm using the Pilot G207. Not sure if you can see that, but this is what I use for my daily bullet journaling, because if you use your expensive Pigma micron pens, which I'm going to get to in a second, for just everyday journaling, they're going to turn to shit really fast, and you're going to see that. Now, for your Pigma microns are going to be the next thing, my favorite. There's many different sizes. 005 is the thinnest and 08 is the thickest. These are great for when you're actually setting up your monthly setups, because these, if you want really thin lines, you can get them. If you want really thick lines, you can get them. But just don't use these for everyday bullet journaling, because the tips don't last long and you will ruin them. Now, for colors, I'm going to go with, of course, Tombows. I love, love, love my Tombows. I just can't get enough of my Tombows, in case you can't tell. But there's 108 Tombows that come. Okay, this is an expensive ass collection, and it took me about 2 years to get. So don't expect that you're going to get them all overnight. Just take your time. Start off with the super tips, I'm telling you. Then I would say circular stencils. These right here are my freaking lifesaver, and my ruler, because I can't draw a straight line to save my life, and I can't draw just a normal circle to save my life either, apparently. So these things come in handy so much. I can't even tell you. All right, so now I'm actually going to bust out where is my goodie bag of goodies and all my favorite supplies. All right, I got this really awesome, like, unbreakable mechanical pencil. It's the Kurutaga, Uni Kurutaga. I actually got the idea from Imprint. She uses it, and it actually is amazing because it's got like a rotating thing, and the lead is like thick, so it doesn't break like every time. I can't even explain it. I know it's just a pencil, but I love this thing so much now. zebra midliners. Now, the great thing about zebra midliners is they're like highlighters. They are highlighters, but they're dual tipped, okay? And they are super, super light colored, and they are not going to bleed through the pages. They're specifically made to not bleed through the pages. They're like made for bullet journaling. That's why they're so amazing. Another one of my favorite go-tos is jelly roll pens. The black jelly roll pens specifically for coloring in like lots of big, boxes or areas. Goes on really smooth, looks really good. Jelly roll pens are amazing. But when it comes to like my favorite ever jelly roll pens, or jelly pens, it's going to be my Uniball Gel Impact pens. My gold, white, and my silvers. These are my absolute favorites for gel pens. The gold, white, and silver work amazing. The white I honestly use to cover up mistakes more than anything. It works like white out. It's just that good, but it goes on so smooth. It's amazing. The gold gel pen, I never go anywhere without it right now because I'm using it on literally everything. Tombow Mono Eraser. Now this is a plastic eraser. It can erase a lot of things, and it can really erase pencil, even heavy pencil. The only thing is you don't want to erase too much on the page, because when you start coloring over it, you're going to see all those erase marks. For writing on like white on black again, Posca has this great white paint pen that works amazing for writing on dark colors, or if you have the Archer and Olive Blackout book, another great thing. Jelly roll pens really work the best for that. Another thing for small calligraphy that's amazing, Tombow Fudenoski colors, okay? Fudenoski colors. I also have the Tombow Fudenoski calligraphy pens and the hard tip and soft tip pens. Those are just your regular black. Perfect for small calligraphy, because you cannot do small calligraphy with Tombows. You just can't. It's like really freaking hard. These are perfect for small calligraphy, and now they have the Fudenoski colors, so you can have more than just black. It's friggin' perfect. God, I am making such a mess doing this. Like, it just keeps getting, my pile of shit just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's continue, shall we? Now, this is something that you're going to see a lot of YouTubers use that has absolutely no real value other than looking pretty. These like rose gold binder clips. I absolutely love them. These are the cheap $2 ones, not like the $80 or $800 ones that certain people use, because ain't nobody got money for that. But it does make it makes your stuff look really nice, especially when you're taking pictures. Another thing that's really helpful for when you're taking pictures is having a nice backdrop. This marble backdrop here, it's honestly, it's a giant mouse pad is what it is, and it works amazing. This is what I film all my videos on now. It's what I take all my pictures on. It works great. Washi tape is great for adding just small little accents in the corner of your page. You can get it for literally any theme that you could possibly imagine. They have washi tape for, I promise you that. And it's just fun to add, just to add a little bit of extra something to each page that you're doing. It really, you'd be surprised what little bits of washi can add. And if that's not the case, then stickers, just little stickers can add so much to a page. It's amazing. I recently just started getting into stamps, different stamps with all the different letters of the alphabet with different fonts. Saves you time, and it's fun to play with. This right here is a must-have for me. This is my Tombow Mono Dots Adhesive Grid, or Dots Adhesive, I'm sorry. It's basically just whiteout, but it's tape, and it's double-ended tape. So if you mess up on one page, you just tape it, and then tape the two pages together, and it's like it never happened. Because I'm telling you, mistakes are definitely a thing that you're just going to have to get used to doing when it comes to bullet journaling. Now, I have been really getting into watercoloring, so this is what I recommend. Sakura Koi, just for starting out if you have no idea what to do as far as watercoloring, which is where I was and still kind of am. I got just the regular 24, basic generic colors, and then I got the this one that has metallic colors, so it's got my golds and all my cool stuff like that. These already come with watercolor brushes and palettes where you can, mix colors and just things of that nature, which is really, really helpful. I would also recommend getting another small little notebook that also has, dots in it. This one I got for real cheap, like $5 or even less maybe. It's just soft cover, just so you can sort of like plan out your spreads. Sometimes you want to plan them out or see how they're going to look before you actually put it in your journal and really commit. It's always good to have another little extra notebook handy just in case. Colored fine liners. This is a very touchy subject for me. Finally went and settled on the Stabilo fine liners, but I had gone through so many fine liners because I just kept seeing all these pretty colored fine liners, and honestly I never even used them. Yeah, exactly. If you don't think you're going to use it, don't buy it. Because again, just because everyone else is buying it doesn't mean that you need it. You're going to see people using all kinds of expensive rulers. I use this plastic one because my Westcott one was ruining all my Pigma microns. So now I just use this simple plastic one because it's plastic and it doesn't hurt my super expensive pens and the tips that they have on them. So again, I can't stress enough that you just need to do what works for you. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for my essentials. That's it for all the things that you need to start a bullet journal in 2020. That's it for my advice, and that's it for the freaking video, okay? Just kidding. I don't know why this sounded so hostile. I had so much fun making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this is going to be helpful to some beginners out there. I really do. And I really hope you like it. So please consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified next Sunday when I go live again. And I will see y'all then. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at KimPerfectPlans. Bye, guys.